How many times have we heard secular extremists just shrieking shrills of aggravation over anybody saying that God's word is a usable, tangible, and good standard for what is right and wrong, good and evil? I mean, they're just driven crazy by this. They attack its authority, they attack its historical context, they attack its real intent, they try to rewrite it, redefine it, all with the obvious intent of destroying its moral influence over the character and decision-making of men, right? Everybody knows this, that's intellectually honest. That's why they go to such great lengths to besmirch it, because they can't have it as an authority over them. And to a large extent, I think they've succeeded at doing this. I mean, if you look at Western Europe, and certainly the United States is crumbling in this way, God's word does not have the same authority, and people do not view it the same way, and do so at our own peril. But I think they have succeeded in undermining its authority. Now, here's the thesis, here's the overall point of this video. Now, these same people, secular extremists, have turned their attention, the same efforts, the same tactics on the U.S. Constitution. And if you step back and you look at it from a bird's eye view, the parallels, the correlation, it's all there. Same tactics, same playbook. It's all there for us, and for the same exact reasons. Secular extremists talk about how this Constitution needs a facelift, how it needs to be moldable, how it needs to bend to their own, wills, fickle, new, Johnny-come-lately modern purposes, that it's archaic. You'll see them wrench the Constitution out of context. You'll see them undermine it. You'll see them purposely cast confusion so that the clear intent is no longer clear. You see them outright lie to a new generation, and for the same exact reason. They do not want authority. They do not want any restrictions over their perversion of things like justice, their perversion of things like, cultural relations. So new, quote-unquote, progressive ideas, which are actually regressive ideas, they want to find room. They want to wrench the Constitution. It's amazing. It's literally the same crap. Anybody who takes the Constitution seriously is mocked. When they want to revere and celebrate the Constitution, they act like you're some sort of weirdo or some sort of archaic dinosaur. It's the same tactics, and for the same reason, because the Constitution flies in the face of what they want to do. Any restriction that flies in the face of what they want to do, no matter how reverent, no matter how important, no matter how foundational to our freedom and way of life, they don't care. That's how ravenous they are for their perversions, for their distortions. That's the truth. They pounce upon widespread civilian constitutional ignorance to distort it. People don't know the Constitution. They don't know the rule of law. They don't know the foundations and the genesis of their own country. Largely because liberal policies in education have created generation after generation of blanket ignorance in this capacity, historical ignorance. So they just write on the blank canvas of their minds any kind of historical rewrite and gibberish that they want. They slander, defame, cast baseless accusations upon the founders, upon, the populace understanding and reputation of these men, upon their greatness. They'll wrench out one deed or one action without any cultural or timeline context. They take an ignorant, young, modern mind full of mush, and they try to paint these guys as monsters. And they do this because they want to take away from the authority and the wisdom. They want to take away the reverence and the authority of the revolutionary generation, because they have to do that in order to prop up their own nonsense. It's the exact same thing they do with biblical ignorance. They pounce upon it, they use it, they contort it, and they keep spinning this fabricated history like a web, like a veneer, and they keep pounding the drum of these lies until the truth, until the facts, until the authenticity, the historical nature of our country becomes so shocking to people that must be the lie. That's not what I heard from my history teacher. That's not what I heard from some talking head Marxist on television. That's not what I heard from Jon Stewart. That's how turned around things are. The same is true of the Bible. Very useful when you see secular extremism through this lens, because a smear becomes clarity and you can understand why they do what they do. They don't even care about the ramifications. It doesn't matter if these social constructs and these foundations are what civilization is literally built upon. They don't care. If it stands in the way of what they want, if it stands in the way of their perverted minds, if it stands in the way of their deceitful, self-gratifying, selfish, narcissistic hearts, they don't care the consequences. They don't care if it's the Constitution that's left in a bloodbath. They don't care if children don't understand basic biblical principles. They don't even care if the moral temperature of man drops below zero. They don't care. Sadly, you can take that to the bank.
Please hang up and try again.